fear really is the driving principle of my life. For a long time I thought it was stress, but I mean, stress is just a manifestation of fear, or a consequence of fear. You know, to be stressed out, body needs to be reacting to you being afraid of something. So I'm often very anxious and very stressed out. And is that why I want to seek pleasure at all? I won't say at all costs, but I'll say at a willing to sacrifice and concede more for pleasure than anything else. I mean, that's why, if you can see, what I believe is psoriasis. I don't know exactly how psoriasis works. It's like plaques of dry, scaly skin. And I could easily, and I mean, maybe it's just laziness, or maybe it's not just anything, and laziness is a part of it, but I could very easily just include some sort of moisturizing ritual into my routine. My aunt has given me some strange oil from Hawaii, which apparently is really good. I mean, there's no lack of moisturizing options, but I feel like I keep these areas, or maybe I neglect to change the fact that these areas are really dry and incredibly itchy, because if I scratch them, I get so much physical pleasure from doing it. It is like coming, just longer. I mean, it's just really good. Like, it just feels so good, and it feels shitty after. Maybe that's part of the attraction as well. You know, because I tell myself, like, oh, well, you know, I'll go take a shower, and then I'll scratch it, because scratching it in the shower, feels really good. And then I'll be like, well, I don't want to put this moisturizing stuff on it right now, because I'm like, you know, skin's all raw, or I'm bleeding a little bit. I'm like, well, the moisturizing stuff won't do anything there, right? Or if I manage not to do it that much, I'm like, well, you know, I'll just wait till I dry off, and then I'll put some moisturizing stuff on. But I never do it. I never put any moisturizing stuff on. So it's that. Also, like the underside of my knees, like in the back of my leg, like leg pit, both sides, it's just like scarred, all the way, because of just so much scratching. But yeah, I'm scared. That's the biggest thing. My philosophy teacher said, like, I've been meaning or intending to respond to the messages he's been sending to me. Because, you know, this guy's really nice, and he's taking a special time out of his day. Maybe not much time, but some time to say, like, hey, this Alex person might like this video, or this thing might help him understand, right? And you know, even after I just totally bailed out on this group oral presentation, he sent me another message saying, like, hey, you know, he didn't mention the presentation, but he said, we just, I don't know, something about Spinoza, and he's like, well, hey, this might help you understand, you know, freedom based on Spinoza. It might help you with your paper that you have to write. And then I looked at it, and I started my paper, and like, well, you know, I'll write him a message. And I did it. I just see a message today, just like seriously, no joke. Where are you? What are you doing? Like, what's going on? And I don't know what to say. This is why I often don't communicate with other people at a distance, or I have trouble communicating with people close by. Like, I have no trouble talking at people. And that's not to say I can never have, like, a real conversation, but especially if I have something, a lot to say, I'm afraid of putting it down because of a lot of stuff. I don't know, I should get going. I have to go to yoga class and run, which is going to be really nice, and I'll feel really good after. But then I'll probably feel tired, and then I won't have to read this whole book this whole novel, I'm like 20 pages in or something so far, and it's like 200 pages long, and I have to read it and prepare a short oral presentation on it by Monday. And I have work tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. Today's Friday. So I'm probably just going to have to not go to work on tomorrow. And then I have to get this philosophy paper in by Tuesday. This weekend as well. I'm going to leave now.